What is up, everybody? Welcome to Speak Now Pro Wrestling. It is Wednesday, April 23rd, and we are back to chat some AE Reg, man, how are you?
I'm doing well. Denise, your favorite rapper, your favorite writer, your favorite podcaster. Again, still recovering from Las Vegas, Nevada. Don't know what day it is, don't know what time it is. But I did get back to reality with this Dynamite here tonight. I had a lot of fun watching it. There was some very exciting wrestling on this. I'm very happy to get into it. Denise, how are you?
Yeah, I feel like the show completely flew by today. This did
It
not
did.
feel like a 2 hour show. It felt like 1 hour. I mean, both of the tag team matches plus the main event that we saw just flew by. The segment with the Hurt Syndicate and MJF was entertaining. I feel like the show just flew by.
Yeah, there was at one point I looked at the time. I think it was during the Young Bucks match, and it that was like the middle of the show, and it felt like 10 minutes had happened of the show. Like everything was just like flying by so quickly. But I think that's a great sign for how wrestling should be, Denise. Because if we're like, oh my god, this is the longest show of all time, that usually like signals that we're bored or something's going on, right?
That usually means we're bored. Yes, for a fact, for a fact. But we definitely were bored here today, and I want to go ahead and dive right into it. I want to kick things off, or rather, where we ended the night, and that was with Jamie Hayter and Kris Statlander main eventing a Dynamite here tonight, and also Jamie winning, and she's going to go on to face Mercedes Moné. That is going to be happening at Double or Nothing. And here's the thing, guys. We already have a super chat about this, and this is what I think. So, Sheldon Jackson here says, please let Jamie Hayter win the Owen. I'm already telling you guys right now, the fans are going to want Jamie Hayter to win the Owen. They're going to get behind her. They're going to hope. They're going to pray. They're going to cross their fingers. And then it's going to be Mercedes Moné. Mercedes Moné is winning this tournament, and she's going to go on to face Toni Storm. I love Jamie Hayter, but I've seen the writing on the wall here for a long time, because at the end of the day, Mercedes Moné versus Toni Storm is the bigger marquee matchup. And I feel kind of bad though, because there's going to be people that are going to want Jamie to take it all the way, but I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, there's gonna be a section of fans that will be disappointed at the end of Double or Nothing, because we've already been seeing it. I think a lot with Denise, with Mercedes, and people think she has too much already. She has too many championships. She
He
keeps
does.
winning everything, and people are upset about her trajectory and how she's kind of worked here in AEW. But as soon as this tournament it was announced and they said she was in it, I knew exactly where it was going. I'm like, Mercedes is definitely winning this tournament. All of the signs point to it. What happened last week after that amazing match she had with Athena and Toni Storm, for some reason, confronted her and like not nobody else in this tournament. Toni Storm wasn't there at the end of this match like she was at the end of Mercedes. Just some telling, fitting signs. I think we've been set for having this match specifically with Toni and Mercedes for a while. So it's like, of course, that's going to be the match, but they've run into a good problem here, I think, Denise. Jamie Hayter has gotten a lot of that momentum back that I think that she lost with that injury and just being gone. Like with every Owen match that she's had, it's been gaining more and more. I think after tonight, it's like starting to hit that peak again of like she's becoming one of those undeniable ones. So exactly like you're saying, after this, people are going into this wanting to get that victory, wanting her to really get back to that position, but I just do not see it.
I always thought she was too, because she got injured when she became AEW Women's World Champion, and her reign always felt incomplete. And
Yeah.
here's the thing: like, we never got back to it ever. Like, we cannot say that we saw a full reign of Jamie Hayter as champion. I don't
No.
even know. I don't even know how many times she even defended the belt. Might have been like once or twice, if even that. Which is very unfortunate. And I think the fans have sort of been, because it was like there was so much buzz for Jamie, and then she wins the title. It's this big, exciting moment. She gets injured, and then it just sort of like our anticipation of what was coming next for Jamie sort of fell off a cliff. Like, we
She
didn't
never
get
had the
to see it.
Britt Baker match either. That's what a lot of us were waiting for.
That too. Now I don't so much care about the Jamie Hayter Britt Baker match.
No,
I
I'm
just
good
think I
now.
want to see what Jamie Hayter as I want to finish off what we were supposed to get, what, 2 years ago or however long ago this was that it went down. And so that's the thing that I think a lot of fans are gonna want to see from this. And Mercedes But they're gonna I just feel like I know what AEW is gonna do. They're gonna go with her, and I think fans are gonna be upset. I really do think so.
I just think it's like an all hands on deck type situation for All In. We need like our hugest matches. We're trying to sell this big stadium out. Like Mercedes and Tony is like the match I think to make. Like I think Tony and Jamie Hayter is going to happen and it's going to be an amazing match. But if we're talking marquee, the stuff to put butts in seats, like that's the match that's going to make. That's why I think Mercedes is going to win at the end of this. Regardless of that, Double or Nothing. Let's first get into the match that happened tonight. Kris Statlander, incredible talent. Like every time she's in a position like this, in a match like this, she always knocks it out of the park. I think both of these ladies coming in, we were going to be excited about this match because, like you said in the show, Denise, they have a lot of similarities. Like a lot of the reasons that I like Kris Statlander are the same reasons that I like Jamie Hayter. And a lot of that was on display today. It's just at the beginning of this, I was like, man, they're going really fast. They were just going 100 miles per hour, just trying to outwit each other, knocking each other out, just doing the things that each one of them does to other opponents and catches them off guard or dominates them. But since both of them kind of have the same styles, it was a stalemate for a little bit. Statlander brought a bunch of her speed. She did that insane moonsault to the outside, but Jamie moved out of the way and she just landed on the ground. Jamie Hayter's been going crazy with these haterades, these lariats that she brings. She caught Statlander with one at the end off the ropes and then finished her with that. I think her confidence, her speed, and the way that she's carrying herself right now, she's primed to be world champion here in the future. Jamie Hayter is, but the Owen Hart tournament is not the way. But I do think this is a great barometer for how they feel about her and where her trajectory is leading forward, you know?
Right. I think so too. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to predict where we're going. I think Mercedes is defeating Jamie, and I
Yeah.
think Mercedes is defeating Tony. I think they are going to strap Mercedes with that AEW Women's World
Yes.
Championship, and then everyone's going to be like, what the F? She's got like 20 belts, bro. People are going to be like saying she's got 20 belts. You got all of these other women here, and they've got essentially zilch.
Yeah, it's a funny place to exist in, especially as a Mercedes fan. Like I was there for those WWE reigns where they'd last for a day or they'd last for a month or some wild shit happens. And so for an AEW, for her to become this dominant champion that's winning championships in every promotion that she's in, she's defending them all over the place. She's continuously winning. She's on a streak right now. I'm like, amazing. That's great. Keep it going. Let's win every championship in the world. But I do understand that there's going to be a section of fans that are like, oh my God, why is she winning everything? Why does she have anything? It's because she's the greatest of all time, you guys. That's why.
All right. Okay, Reg, you're getting a little too crazy over here.
What do you
okay?
mean? I'm just saying what the facts are.
I love Mercedes, but
She's the best ever.
but I still have, I think my other favorites would probably be ranked just a little bit higher.
Yeah, because you're drunk.
I'm drunk. I don't even drink, Reg.
Yeah. Whatever. It's all about Mercedes, the CEO. She's gonna win your championship too. All right.
She's gonna come here. She's gonna come here and take my channel, bro. She's gonna be
Yes,
like, I'm
this
putting
is
your
mine
channel
now.
right here. This is my
Speak
channel now.
Pro wrestling with Mercedes Monet.
Literally, and the page would blow up.
Numbers
We
would
got
go crazy.
infamous writer Loco here who says, ITK, I'd lay my head on Stephanie V's butt and go to sleep. Get out of here, infamous writer Loco. Y'all are wilding on this chat. We got
See, I didn't want to say it, Raiders Loco, but that's the game.
Enigma 316 here says, now that's a wrestling show. Dude, a lot of great matches. It's literally what we were saying. I feel like it's been back-to-back weeks where AEW has put on really good episodes of Dynamite. Who would have thought that sticking to good wrestling matches is the way to go for AEW?
Wow, it seems like a really simple concept, Denise. Like you would think you would have to do a lot more, but honestly, you just got to put the best guys and best women and the best people in your company against each other and have them wrestle on your TV show.
Thank you, Enigma. We got Meet Normus here who says, I need a cold shower after that skirt steak match. We did not just say skirt steak match on this show. What is wrong with you, Meet Normus?
Unbelievable, Meet Normus. Shout out to Meet Normus. I feel like it's been a while since the homie's been around here.
We got Uriel Landeros that says Mercedes is the G-Woat in pro wrestling.
I said it and Denise was acting like I was crazy, but she is. Thank you.
I'm sorry, but I do like other people too, Reg.
It's okay to be wrong sometimes.
Really?
Who's
Really?
over Mercedes, Denise?
Actually, my favorite is Bianca Belair. I prefer Bianca.
I love Bianca. She's incredible, but Mercedes, dude, come on.
I'm Team Bianca.
Like Bianca's incredible, one of the best ever, but like Mercedes,
I
dude.
think Bianca Belair is the GOAT.
Nah, I
You
love
heard it
Bianca
right here.
Belair.
You heard it right here. Bianca Belair is the GOAT. That's my pick. That's my pick.
Bianca's
She's
insane.
my
She's
favorite
so
current
good.
women's wrestler is Bianca.
She's so good, but Mercedes, come on.
It's
Don't
gonna
make me
be the
put two black women
ever-ending
against
war.
each other. Bianca's so good though. Like I can't even say a bad word about her, honestly. She's so good.
That's why, because she's the GOAT.
Amazing.
Because
But
she's the GOAT.
Mercedes, though. Come on.
She's the GOAT.
Come on. Like who could ever?
Oh man. All right. With that being said, we can sit here and argue all day about
That's
who's
a
the
fact.
GOAT and all of that. The GOAT. But we gotta get into the rest of the show. So I want to get into the tag team stuff because the tag team
Phew.
stuff today was freaking phenomenal. I don't even know which match I kind of preferred. You know, believe it or not, I think I'm picking the Young Bucks with Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight,
Same.
which is crazy because I did love the other match that we're going to get to in a second. But let's talk about
For
the Young
different
Bucks
reasons.
and Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight. This was so much fun. My favorite thing about this match was the strike exchange that they did with the kicks. It really felt like I was watching a video game come to life when Nick Jackson and Speedball Mike Bailey just started going at it and kicking each other. I thought, holy shit, this is so cool. I feel like I'm legitimately watching a video game right now. Like this is Street Fighter. This is the real thing right here.
Yeah, this was at one point we were like getting into our classic shenanigans that we do on this show. Sometimes we veer off. And I feel like at the beginning of this match, we were like talking about I don't know what we were talking about, but like not 100% focused on the match. And then when it got to that part you were talking about, it was like, oh yeah, forget everything. We are locked into classic 100% Young Bucks lore. When they announced this match, I was like, oh, it's a match for me. That's great. Like specifically, whoever was like, oh yeah, let's book a match for Reg because they do it every week. You guys could just like say it out loud. It's fine. Every week they're like, this match is specifically for this guy. So when they were like, all right, the Young Bucks are back. Let's put them in here with these two guys. I already knew what was going on, but this was everything that I come and complain about ever on the Young Bucks and the EVPs and the angles that they're in. It's because I want to see this right here. They locked into exactly what brought them to the dance, exactly the reason why I consider them to be the greatest tag team of all time, why their style is stolen on a daily and weekly basis, why they are the reason for the season. They just locked into all the stuff that you would love. They have combination tag team moves. They did the thing where Nick jumps off and one person's on the rope. He stomps on their back. Matt catches him in the power bomb. Then he flips into the lung blower. Just like crazy stuff like that. And then just like stuff they've been doing for the last 15 years still hits so hard because they know how to structure a match. They know exactly the time to do anything to get a crowd to any place just because they've lived in those moments. But the addition of Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight to this roster has been so great. It was on display here. They just bring such a different energy to the roster. Speedball with his kicks, like you said, when he got locked in with Nick Jackson, they're doing like fucking John Woo and Jackie Chan back and forth and flips. Amazing work. Kevin Knight brings this different kind of young energy, just like cocky. You feel good about him. He's jumping high. He's running fast. That one point where they do like a doomsday device. Mike Bailey has one of the guys up, like they're going to do a doomsday. And then Kevin Knight will come with the big drop kick. They were setting up for that, and Matt Jackson caught him in the air. Just had me ready to flip out. Amazing work from everything. I think that the finish was great. Them getting to the BTE trigger. Just shows like why the Young Bucks are needed in this company, why they're needed in the tag division. This is one of those matches that I'm like, if the tag team championships were on the line, imagine how another level this could have gotten to. Like, this is the energy I want from the Young Bucks every week. I would be okay with this EVP bullshit if you're giving me this. Like, if it's also this, I'm like, fine, you can do whatever you want over here. You know what I mean?
So there are two things that I want to say about this. And that is, so when Kevin Knight first came into AEW, I wasn't that familiar like at all with him. Like he was brand new to me. Obviously, I've been out of the loop right now with New Japan in the last like year. I've been out of the loop. So for me, Kevin Knight was he was a lot newer to me. So
Mhm.
I at first was, I remember when they announced that he was going to have the match with Will Ospreay, and I thought, okay, I'm not really sure what to expect. It ended up being one of my favorite matches. I think it might have been my favorite match of that pay-per-view that night. And so whatever, right? Coming off of that match, coming off of what we're seeing here today, if I were to place my money on who is going to be the next top two guys in AEW, and I'm talking based off of what we're seeing right now, my two picks for the near future of who those future world champions are going to be. And I'm not talking about the Will Ospreay because he's about to be world champion pretty soon. I'm
Mhm.
talking a little bit later on in the future. Kyle Fletcher
Yep.
and Kevin Knight.
Mm.
I truly think that those are the two guys that are gonna be in that world championship position there. I think with Kevin Knight, he just needs to keep going, keep having
Yep.
the matches. And then once he gets that, like that, I don't know how to explain it. You know how there's people that are good and they already kind of have like the cool thing to them, but
Mhm.
then they have that glow up. Right now, Kyle Fletcher, he's had that glow up. We've
He
seen
has
that
that.
glow up, right? He's got
Yep.
that I'm a star aura.
Mhm.
That's the next thing that Kevin Knight needs, that I'm a star aura. And the second he's got that locked down, he's going to be in that championship picture.
Yes, this is awesome to hear you say that on here on the show. Denise, as somebody who's been following Kevin Knight for years now, I think a lot of his New Japan run prepped him for what this is. But what getting to where you're talking about, I think it's just being on Dynamite, being on TV, being in there with these guys consistently, like being attached to Will Ospreay. He's going to be in there with Kyle Fletcher. Now he's in there with the Young Bucks, like it's continuously being in there with the big dogs, being on TV, being in front of these live crowds, that'll get him to that position. I think that it's great that people are taking to him so quickly because he's only been in the company for a few weeks, but he's already like primed to be one of the guys, like you're saying, Denise. And continuously doing matches like this is going to make it even more.
Dude, they got to put him in feuds with Kanosuke Takeshita,
Feuds.
with Ricochet. Who
Well,
else?
looks like it. We're here with Ricochet, is
Oh,
what they're
yeah,
going
that's
with.
right. Yeah, that's right. Because
Mhm.
he did come out and pull the leg of him. So I think there you go. That's a great start. Ricochet, Kanosuke Takeshita. I mean, he needs to be in matches with those kinds of guys
Yeah.
because that's gonna make him look even better. I can't wait to the point where we get finally once Kevin Knight once he starts to build up his stock, build up his portfolio. I want to see him come for Swerve Strickland's turf.
Mm, mm.
I want him to be like, so you were the first AEW Black World Champion. You had your moment. Now it's about me, and
You think Kevin Knight could be number two? Wow,
I
that's
want to
pretty
see
bold.
them like, try to get
Mhm.
that spot.
Yeah, yeah. I'm excited about everything that he does in the future. That's a very exciting prospect. But like this is just great. I mean, it's kind of that thing that I always say about these wrestling companies. If we feel like the company's behind them, if we feel like the company has faith and wants to continue to put them in these positions, the fans are going to get behind them. Like if we feel like you guys have faith, we're going to continue to have faith. And if the guy can do those things that make you even more excited about him, that's going to help. And Kevin Knight's one of those guys.
Yeah, I think so too. So I'm cashing in. Kyle Fletcher, Kevin, those are the people that I'm going for right at this moment. Okay.
Who?
How sad. Sorry, Wheeler Yuta. You gotta come back.
Why you gotta catch a stray, Denise? Come on, he wasn't doing nothing.
Sorry, Wheeler Yuta. Sorry. Wheeler Yuta's gonna be like that. Damn.
That damn Denise is always coming for me.
Sorry, Wheeler Yuta's always gonna catch strays
That's
until
true.
until he doesn't. All right, we
That's
got
true.
Hunter Tega here who says Denise likes Bianca's calves confirmed. She
That's
does have
true.
great
She
calves
has
though.
some
She's got
great
great
calves.
everything.
Yeah.
So there's that. Did you
Mhm.
see the TikTok she posted today of her sharing how she put together her robe with all of the red roses?
Oh no, I didn't see it.
Oh my gosh, she's just so talented.
She's
She can do
amazing.
anything. Yeah.
Mhm.
Legit. Thank you, Juan. All right. With that being said, I do want to go ahead and get into the next tag team match that was also really brilliant. And that was Will Ospreay and Brody King teaming up together versus Konosuke Takeshita and Josh Alexander. So during this match, I was starting to feel like I really wanted Takeshita and Josh to get the win here because I kind of felt like, they needed more. Josh Alexander just got there. Konosuke Takeshita has been doing the work. Obviously former champion, great, but he still could use, more big moments, right? And so Will Ospreay doesn't need this victory. Brody King, he's fine. Sure, Brody King needs to get some victories, great, but he's teaming with Will Ospreay. Come on, they didn't need the win here. And so I was thrilled to see them go the direction with actually giving the heels the win here. I thought that this was smart. This was a great freaking matchup. The interactions that we saw with Josh Alexander and Brody King, that was fun. Of course, Will Ospreay and Konosuke Takeshita, dude, they're perfect together all the time. They're a match made in heaven. So they had some really great interactions here. I love the spot where Takeshita suplex Brody King and then Josh Alexander suplexed them right afterwards. I thought that was fun. That back to back and very, very entertaining. So I think had this match been a couple minutes longer, it would have topped the last match that we saw with the Bucks. But I'm going to give my pick of the night for match of the night to the Bucks match. Yeah. But easily it could have also been this one too.
Yeah, this match was awesome for different reasons than that one. I think that in the Young Bucks, Kevin Knight, and Speedball match, those guys were going 1,000 miles per hour. Like they were everywhere. Somebody over here, somebody over here. Everybody's just throwing all of their shit. This one felt more like a grudge match. Like a lot of these guys have beef. Ospreay's always beefing with the Callis family. Takeshita's just continuously out to get him. Josh Alexander's trying to establish who he is, establish that he's a heel with the Don Callis family, Denise, so he needs to do some dastardly things. And I think that's what this match shows. There was a lot of hard strikes in this. There was a lot of super hard suplexes in this. I was excited to see the interactions with Josh Alexander and Brody King, just because their styles are kind of different, but they kind of do a lot of the same kind of hard suplexes and neck drops things. So their interactions were super great in this. I like to see a one-on-one match with them. When Ospreay and Takeshita it's like as soon as they lock up, they're back into that shit. They're like, all right, it's a match again. We're going 100 miles per hour. We're doing all these things. There's all these reversals. There's all these counters. Takeshita continuously just trying to destroy the body of Will Ospreay, whether it be some insane Blue Thunder bomb, some crazy forearm or something like that. Like he's just always on Will Ospreay's neck, and Ospreay just always has some kind of way to get out of it. But this time with Josh Alexander taking Ospreay out with a big power bomb, leaving him out, and them kind of taking over on Brody King, them both throwing continuous strikes in him, I thought it was a really fun way to end the match. I like them giving the heels the victory because I think you need to establish who Josh Alexander is, why he's important to this faction. Adding him in the Callis family, I think it's a good idea. Takeshita, I think, has been great in the last couple of weeks, but he's taken a couple of more losses than I would have suggested. So I think this is a perfect way to end the match.
They'd also need to do Kevin Knight and Josh Alexander. That's another one right there.
The new influx of people that can all kind of interact is so exciting.
Yeah, we got Meet Normus. What's up, Meet Normus? He says, "Hola, Denise, sup, Reg? Why do I feel like tonight had more and better wrestling than both nights of Mania? Can we please get Brody some wins?" Just Meet Normus out here gonna get us in trouble.
Like, can't say it, can't respond, can't do anything. But yeah, I kind of feel like Brody's on that same thing. I think we talked about it on the show, Denise. Like, eventually he needs to get a big win in big moments too. You know?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about him. He's a great wrestler. Yeah. But for whatever reason, he doesn't seem to be put in those future, like I don't yet see him as a guy that's prepped to be a future AEW world champion. I think he's just, the guy that you have great matches with, and he's powerful and he's scary and he's menacing, but it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like he's going that direction right now.
I think he's another person that needs a feud. He doesn't really have any stories to stick behind. Like the reason that we just like, oh, he just has great matches because there isn't any like other kind of things that he's been involved with beyond like the House of Black stuff. I think they need to establish him in a feud, get him in there with something we can get some familiarity with, and I think that'll be the way to do it.
Get him something serious, man. Something serious. Something that's worth it. Like I don't know, what would be kind of cool? Brody and Bobby
would be dope. Yeah, like that'd
be different.
There's Brody a couple of places that I think he can be. Brody and Jay White, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I feel like there's a
Brody and
lot
Kyle
of.
Fletcher. Like, there's a bunch of places we could go with this, you know?
You see what I'm saying? Like, there's options there to be had here for
But
some
he
good
needs to
story.
win, though. That's the thing.
Who can he defeat someone that wouldn't hurt?
Mm,
I don't know. There's quite a
yeah.
few people. We'll be here thinking forever.
Yeah,
Meet
you're right.
Unless we got quick thoughts, we got to keep moving along, Reg.
Nope, not quick, not quick.
We're slow today, guys. We're still running off of Vegas. Thank
I'm
you,
on
Meet Normus.
fumes.
Yo, Vegas did a number on us, bro. Vegas fucked us up.
Terrible place.
Reg, you know how many lift rides I took in Vegas? From Wednesday night to Monday morning, okay? 22 lift rides from Wednesday night to Monday morning.
22?
22.
Gulp.
I know. I was telling my mom about it, and she was like, Denise, how much did that cost? And I was like, Mom, I am not looking in there.
You do not want to
I'm not gonna do the math
know.
on that.
Oh my God, that's insane, Denise.
All I know is that day that we were at the pizza place and I had to go back to my hotel to make it for the WrestleMania watch along. That one was 40 something bucks, or because they had the WrestleMania surge
Oh, the
price.
surge.
They got me, bro. They got me with the surge.
Oh my God, you spent so much money on rides.
Stop. I don't want to think about it. I'm not gonna go in there and look at that.
Calculate it. Like if anyone,
Nope.
if everyone's minimum $20, what they probably are, like you're dead.
What's 20 times 22? Someone
I don't think you want to know.
I'm gonna do the math right now. I'm not good at math, guys, so this is not my
Get the
my strength.
calculator out.
Let's just say that it's a minimum $20 per.
That's a minimum, Denise. That's a minimum. That's if it was just $20, and most of them were more than $20.
It was so 20 times 22, by the way, is 440.
That's that's like the bare minimum of what you spent. That's like if every ride was just $20 and every ride was not just $20.
I don't know what every ride was. Again, I just did the thing. I just ordered it and I went to where I needed to go, and that was the end of that. But I don't care. I got a free hotel. I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. That's how you counter it.
I would have spent far more if I had gotten a paid hotel.
You're right. I forgot about that one little element.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm not that again. That's why I didn't care too much. Had I paid for the hotel and the lift rides, I would have been crying right now. I would have been like, Reg, can you work for a hot dog and a handshake?
Makes sense. That makes sense. But yeah, that's still a lot of lift rides, regardless.
Yeah, I'm keeping Lyft employed.
$500.
Call me. Sponsor this damn podcast.
They're like, you wish.
Yeah, they're not. We're gonna sponsor you. You say the word "damn" on your show. What's wrong with you, girl? I need to be more corporate to get some of these sponsors. All right, we got Juan Ortega who says, "Yo, Denise supports Lyft drivers. They loved you.
They couldn't wait to see you coming."
Yeah, they were like, "Oh, look at that girl. She ain't gonna walk nowhere. Look at those lazy California legs."
Yep, she got all kind of equipment and shit. She need a ride.
Yeah, Juan Ortega, thank you so much. Oh man. All right, let's keep it moving. All right. Let me see. Where are we at with what we got to get? Oh, let's get into MJF and the Hurt Syndicate. So again, he tries to win them over. It worked on Shelton Benjamin. And as much as Shelton Benjamin doesn't want to say that it was the girls who did it, that it was the chicas who did it, we know that's who did it. But he officially gave the thumbs up. So he now has 2 out of 3. The last one he needs to win is Bobby Lashley. And he tried to get him with a car, a very, very nice car, by the way. But Bobby Lashley played him like a fiddle and took off with that car.
Yeah, the thing I liked about it, because like when it was happening, Sheldon was like thumbs up, and Denise was like, I can't believe he took this. Like right after the women, of course he would take this. And Sheldon got on the mic to be like, it's not because of the women, you guys. I'm doing it for these other reasons. He's like, I'm doing it because of MVP. I'm like, yeah, all right, Sheldon. We all saw your face last week when those women showed up, Sheldon. Like you were excited, and that sealed the deal for you. The watch too. Look, it's a nice watch. Great bit in that. The bit about Bobby Lashley tricking MJF. We could all see it coming, Denise. As they were walking to the car, when Bobby was like, where are the keys, essentially, we knew what was happening. They slowly walked to the car. Shelton and Bobby get in. You're like, oh, this is happening. Max is like, "Oh, I need the thumbs up before you get this card," and you're like, "He's not gonna. Nope, he's not doing that." Gives him the thumbs down and drives off. MVP essentially is like, "Hey, you got to make people happy. Sometimes you have to lose a card to Bobby Lashley in order to get him into the Hurt Syndicate." And I'm not mad at it. Buying your way into the group, Denise. I wouldn't have used that strategy, but like that's what Max knows, so of course he would.
Yeah. So I mean, what's gonna get him to? I think he's got to get him some suits. He's got to get him
The
some
suits.
suits. And he's got to wear the nice suits too, like the
Hmm.
Bobby Lashley kind of style,
The
not the
dark
not
color
the MJF
suits.
style, the Bobby Lashley style, because they have different sense of style. So I think that MJF has to try to like be try to he's got to butter him up a little bit more. This is not
Oh
enough to
yeah,
already.
that he got to get some shoulders, which means he needs to take them to the gym also. Like they only speak in a couple different languages. Like Bobby and Sheldon are like ring, home, gym, and like you haven't mentioned the gym to him yet. Like you need to probably get into that. Suits and gyms is the way into these guys' hearts. You're trying to buy them clothes and money and cars and shit. They don't like that shit. They like to work out and they like to beat people up.
Yeah, so this was kind of fun. I liked this, and I can't wait to see what MJF officially does to win him over.
Hmm.
All right, let me see what else do we got to get into. All right, let's rewind a little bit over to Ricochet's segment, or excuse me, his match with Mark Briscoe. This was another fine first matchup there for Ricochet and Mark, a really good one there that I did not see Mark Briscoe getting the victory in this one. I thought this was going to be a straightforward win for Ricochet. They totally surprised me here.
Yeah, this whole match was kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting to see it on the show. I wasn't too in tune with what was happening tonight besides Master P. But like this is exactly what I would expect from Briscoe and Ricochet. A lot of like just kind of hard hitting action. Mark Briscoe with this crazy Cactus Jack style move set. He's hitting the elbow to the outside. He's trying to destroy Ricochet in different parts. Ricochet's continuously playing this great heel. I think he's not doing too many flips. He's not doing too many things like that, but he's doing just enough to be in the right positions and to continue to piss people off. Very surprising victory, I thought too. Like usually when the matches happen, it's like, oh, this is gonna be a victory for Ricochet. Like I love Mark Briscoe, but like it seems like they have him in a certain kind of role and what they want him to represent. So him going in there and giving Ricochet all he have and getting the victory was surprising. They're trying to get Ricochet back to this kind of crazy psycho guy. After he lost to Briscoe, he pulled out his hefty gold scissors again, trying to stab Mark Briscoe, but he was interrupted by a previously mentioned Kevin Knight. So if they're going with Kevin Knight and Ricochet moving forward, I think that's a really cool feud for the both of them. A good way to establish them, and the matches are going to be fire.
Yeah, I think so too. They got to go that direction. That was kind of what I had thrown out, and I'm like, oh yeah, they are doing that. Duh. But no, I think that what they did there was really cool. So let's see what they keep on doing with it.
Right.
And then let's see what goes on with Mark Briscoe, because Mark Briscoe has just kind of been going out there, doing his thing, and that's been about it. So he delivers every time, man. All right,
Right.
we got FTR's return from suspension, and they have a new manager. Stokely Hathaway
Huh.
is their new manager. I had no idea. I thought I skipped something. I'm like, what did I miss?
Huh.
What happened on Collision? What is happening here with Stokely and FTR? But I kind of like it. This is we're getting heels FTR, of course, after the attack on Adam Copeland, and they are mean. They're nasty. I like it. And I also feel like they needed this. They really needed this. They were just there. They were just good old FTR, who's always there. At least now I think there's a little bit more something different for them.
Yeah, everything kind of post what they did to Cope, I've loved from STR. They've had a really good segment on Collision where they were gonna pile drive Tony Schiavone, and then Nigel McGuinness saved them, and then Daniel Garcia saved them, and then they beat him up. Like all of that is really great. I like their grittiness and how they're acting. And this segment here was very surprised to see Stokely Hathaway. We've talked for months and months and months about where he is and what he could still bring to this show. So when I saw him kind of introduce FTR, I was excited to it off rip just because of I know what he could bring to this act. And immediately we could see it. The fans are hating him. He's just talking shit, saying that FTR deserves more, saying that he's going to help them as their new agent get into the positions they deserve to be in. But I love just the bit of FTR being cocky assholes. Cash got on and been like, we're spending too much time thinking of all these other people. We need to focus on who FTR is. Them calling the Rock and Roll Express into the ring and Dax continuously fooling Ricky Morton, asking him questions while pulling the
That was
mic back.
funny. I
That was
wanted
really,
to hear some of those questions to those answers.
I think that made the
Answers
bit
to those
even
questions.
better, right? Like
Yeah.
you want to hear you actually want to hear the answers, and Dax keep taking it away. When he initially did it, the crowd knew what was going on, and they just kept getting angry and angrier. And they already have cachet as the Rock and Roll Express, one of the greatest tag teams of all time. So we don't want to see them being disrespected. Then they immediately get attacked. They hit Ricky Morton with the pile driver, just dastardly stuff. But I love the pairing with Stokely Hathaway. I think he could bring something great to this. He still has a really great place in AEW as a manager. What he could bring, his heat is different than a lot of people are. I think it's going to add an extra little element to FTR that's been needed for a long time. They already have the matches, they could tell the stories, but they need something extra to get us to really hate them, and this is going to be it.
Yeah, I think so too, man. We got a super chat here, by the way, by Mace Machiavelli. Thank you so much, Mace. He says, shout out to Reg and Phil. Met them this weekend. Nothing but good vibes. My birthday is tomorrow. Big 32. Wow, that is awesome. First of all, I'm glad that you had a good weekend, Mace. And happy early birthday. It seems like you had a good celebration in Las Vegas. And welcome to the 32 Club, bro. I'm in it. And so far, it's a pretty good year for 32.
Happy birthday to the homie Mace.
And Reg just way past 32.
We didn't have to say it. I was just going to move forward. I hope that it's a great birthday. I've only been past 32 for a couple of ticks.
Do you have any words of wisdom for the youngins around here? Since you've been around the block, Reg?
Your 30s are way better than your 20s. If you're in your 20s right now, you probably think you're killing it, but it ain't shit. When we can do all those things with the knowledge that you had as a 20-year-old, it's going to be so much better. When I turned 33 is when I really started to see what the world was about. So you're on your way, Mace. And shout out to Mace. He saw Phil and I when we were very trash. The most trash you could ever see.
When was this? Was this at the Live nightclub?
Listen, I got a story after the show to tell you, Denise.
What? You can't share it on the air?
No.
What date was this? Was when? Because I saw you 3 times that
this
weekend.
was after the Live thing. Like they gave us those VIP
That's what I'm saying. I saw you and Phil go into the club to Gronk Beach, and I'm like, oh, they're done for the night.
We went to Gronk Beach and
I knew it. I saw you guys go in, and I'm like, oh, they're about to get hammered.
Down. It was correct. It was great. Absolutely insane.
Gronk Beach was great.
At one point, we're jamming to Flow Rider, and I'm like, all right, we are just. I'm jamming to Flow Rider right now. I'm wasted. It was crazy. Flavor Flav was on stage. I was like, this is nuts, you guys. Gronk's on stage with his shirt off. I'm like, this is nuts.
Wait, got who's with the shirt off? Braun Strowman?
No, Gronk. Braun Strowman also.
Braun Strowman, yeah. I saw him checking in, and he checked in without his shirt. He walked in, and it's like this big dude with just jeans and a cowboy hat, and he came in without a shirt, ready to go in.
So giant. He didn't have a shirt on for like 8 straight hours. But yeah, insane.
No, I saw a bunch of wrestlers there that like I don't even know if they've put that they were even there at Gronk Beach, but I saw them like walking in, and I didn't blast some of them. Like I didn't put who was there because I saw that they were trying to like hide, and they were trying not to be noticed by people. Obviously, I noticed them because I know who they are, but I didn't put that they were like there on Twitter or anything like that, because I'm like, they're not doing media, like they're just here to hang out. I'm not gonna post that up because you know, they just want to hang out,
The place where we saw the homie Mace, there was a bunch of wrestlers there. That's
what I'm saying. That's where it was. That's where I saw the wrestlers.
This was at the end when we were dead already, but it was like Jacob Fatu, Jimmy Uso, Jade Cargill was out there. Like there was a bunch of people, and they didn't want to be bothered, but there was a bunch of fans around them. It was crazy. Vegas was fucking nuts. I just want to say I can't tell the story what really happened because the show's nuts.
Yeah, I'm curious now about this story. You know what I did afterwards? I went to my hotel and worked on my little videos, Reg.
I wish we would have went to the hotel and worked on your little videos. That's crazy.
It was so funny too because I was walking with Phil and you disappeared. You were in the club. Phil looked up and he's all, where'd they go? And I'm like, I guess they went inside. He didn't even know where you guys were at.
They were like, let's go. And I was like, let's go. And so they took us up to some stairs, and I looked back and I'm like, where's Phil? And then he starts calling us.
Phil was back there with me.
They had to go get him. It was hilarious. It was great.
Oh, no wonder, because you guys disappeared. I'm like, yo,
Mhm.
you were just in front of us. I stopped for 1 second because I think Phil needed to put something on or something, and everyone disappeared.
They started moving so fast. I was like, all right, let's go, let's go. They just like sweeping us out of there. I'm like, I guess we're leaving.
Yeah. Oh man, that's wild. Thank you, Mace. Well, it sounds like you guys had a good time. All right. Did we cover everything?
We didn't
I think
recover
we
the
did.
beginning.
Oh, I'm sorry. The
Yeah.
Masterpiece stuff. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Masterpiece out there with the ops and Death Riders go out there. For a second, I thought Master P was gonna join the Death Riders.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland. This was random. I don't know what to tell you. There was a lot that happened here. Reg, break it down.
Well, I feel like what's happening is we're leading to a match. So Master P
Oh
came out.
yes.
He wanted to introduce the new trios champion, Samoa Joe, Shibata, and the Big Homie Powerhouse Hobbs. So they come out, they start paying tribute to Master P. We're in New Orleans. The No Limit Soldiers came up in New Orleans, a legendary hip hop conglomerate, as they say. That happened to have it be interrupted by the Death Riders, who came down. Denise thought that Master P was going to join the Death Riders because he was standing on 10 toes down in the middle of the ring, not scared. But that
At
was
all.
just
He didn't even flinch.
not at all. That was just a ruse to get Samoa Joe to come in and choke Mox from behind, which led to a hilarious bit of Master P throwing
Oh my
body shots
god, yes.
on
This
Jon
is the
Moxley.
weakest punch I've ever seen on my life. And then he tried to get a second win in, and I was like, bro, stop right there. Stop right there. Just stop.
So
Stop.
good. Perfect stuff. Tried to get his little body shots in on Jon Moxley, but it felt like the ops got the upper hand. That was until the Young Bucks came down. They hit the ops in the back with some chairs, tried to get the upper hand again. Then Kenny Omega came and interrupted them, or Swerve came and interrupted that. Then Kenny Omega came and interrupted this. Feels like this is all setting up anarchy in the arena or blood and guts coming up here soon, because it's the season for both of
Isn't
those
Blood and
things.
Guts after Anarchy in the Arena?
Yeah, because I think Anarchy in the Arena is at Double or Nothing, and Blood and Guts is usually like a month or something after
It's
that.
in
So
June, right?
it feels
Yeah.
like they're setting up to get to those things. 10 people, all the guys, they're setting up both sides of this, which I think is going to be great and which I think is going to be fun. This led to them announcing on May 14th, the main event's going to be Jon Moxley, the AEW World Champion, taking on Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship. Denise's hopes are not up at this point. I don't know where my excitement level exists for that, but I do like that they
0.
have Samoa Joe in this position.
I already know what's happening. It's a 0.
I know.
I say the writing on the wall. What do you think I am, dumb?
What if, Denise? What if?
What if what, Reg? What if
What
what?
if? What if
What
they
if
listen to it? Yeah, I know.
What if what?
What if
Swerve was more over right now than Samoa Joe currently is, and they still didn't go that direction. So what if what, Reg? You expect me to believe that they're gonna just have Samoa Joe win the title?
I don't.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not expecting that title to be dropped until Will Ospreay wins the freaking Owen and goes after Jon Moxley and defeats them at All In.
Same. So what? We're never gonna care about a Moxley match until then? A world title match?
Pretty much. That's where I've been. Where you been?
I keep trying to. I'm like, maybe Samoa Joe, maybe Swerve, maybe, but it's not.
Reg, and what do they say that insanity is trying the same thing over and over and over again, getting the same result?
Same result. Yeah.
That's insanity. Reg, you're officially insane. You're going to the nut house,
insane,
bro.
dude. Get me out of here, man. I can't do this until July. That's such a long time from now still.
Yeah. Well, it is. All right. Well, then that's it, right? That's our show.
That's it. That's all.
Woohoo! We did it, everybody. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today for the AEW watch along as well as the post show. We actually got another super chat. This is from the homie Corey McCarthy. Corey, thank you so much. Right in time because I was about to click exit. Corey says, hello, Kelly Connection, the Renaissance Women, Denise Salcedo, and the mighty dopey beanie wearing cap rapper Righteous Reg need to catch up on today's Dynamite and watch along. What's up? Corey, you're going to enjoy yourself. Think you'll enjoy the main. You'll enjoy the 2 tag team matches. You'll enjoy the Hurt Syndicate MJF segments. I would say that those are probably and FTR with Stokely. Those are probably some of the top highlights of the show.
Yes, peace to the homie Corey. Thank you for showing up. Thank you always for showing love. This show's going to be super fun. You're going to have a great time watching Dynamite. We appreciate you always supporting.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you so much, Corey. Thank you. All right, with that being said, we are done. All right, thank you guys so much for watching the show. As always, please do not forget to click that subscribe button. There is daily videos going up each and every single day here on the channel. I'm a little bit behind, but they're going up, okay, guys? So keep an eye out for that. Support, share them, comments, like. It really goes a long way. Reg, what do you got going on?
Ask Grapsity is tomorrow. Regular Grapsity is Saturday. It's a regular old week for me. Thank you guys for showing up here. Appreciate everybody for being cool.
Alrighty, bye everyone. Take care. Have an awesome rest of the night.
Peace, 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 peace.